My name is Michelle Dittrich and I'm a makeup artist. I've done makeup on a lot of celebrities: Pam Anderson, Kanye West, Lenny Kravitz, Cynthia Nixon. There's a big misconception that I could never do that look on the runway, and you absolutely can. Everybody can, and you'll play to your best attributes, and I can show you how to do that. So now we're going to talk about contouring, which I think many people make mistakes with. What we want to do with contouring is create a sculpted look, which is great for photos, but can look unnatural in daylight. So if you're going to use contour during the day, do it lightly and do it with kind of a brown, bronzy color. To do it with blush would also be a mistake. You don't want to be pink where you would not naturally get flushed. Delphine already has an illuminizing cream on, powder, foundation, bronzer, a little bit of lip color, and freshly brushed brows. What we're gonna do now is the light contouring for day, and then a little bit more dramatic contouring for a photo, but be careful because it can look unnatural. So if you're gonna do it for photos, you might need a retoucher nearby. Okay, so I've picked just a little bit darker brown, bronzy color for Delphine. A little bit darker than the golden bronzer I used on her because we want to get a little bit more of a sculpted look, but not dramatic yet. So I'm going to use a fairly flat brush. You could also use a brush that has an angle to it, but since I want to keep it soft, I'm going to use a flat brush. We're going to use the brush on its side like a big finger. So if you're using your finger, it would be like that. So we're not really going to use it on its tip. We're going to kind of pat it in with the darker brown. So when you're contouring, we want to start kind of in line with the top of the ear and keep in mind also the jawline. So we're going to start at the hairline and just work our way in right under the cheekbone. And then use downward strokes to blend back. Now keep in mind also, the reason why this can easily look unnatural, particularly during the day, is because it kind of doesn't really match the neck. So if you're gonna contour on your cheek, you might wanna go ahead and contour your jawline too and blend. But I really don't recommend too much contouring for everyday wear unless you can do it very lightly and make sure you have the time to blend it. Another place that you can contour is, since we've already put illuminizing powder as well as a little bit of bronzer to blend across her clavicle, we're going to also go maybe a little bit underneath the clavicle. And you can also take a little bit down to give a little more of a part down into the chest area. Pretty, looks pretty, but it's natural. So be careful with the contouring.